Everybody wants to be a cat. Everybody wants to be a cat. Oh, yeah. So let's talk about Disney's 20th animated motion picture, The Aristocats, which is celebrating its 50th anniversary today. Big Days Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1970 Disney animated feature, The Aristocats. Yes, it's turning 50 today. Now, although its actual anniversary was not so long ago, but I'm not counting it as actual for the premiere of it. But this is when it was released completely in the US. Now, this was Disney's 20th animated feature film, directed by Wolfgang Reitman, who recently worked on The Jungle Book, and he also would go on to work on some other Disney animated features. Yeah, he worked on several of those. Hang on, I'm trying to find some. Including 101 Dalmatians, The Sword in the Stone. He'd also did the Robin Hood, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, and The Rescuers. Well, he produced and co-produced or did other things for other Disney animated features. But anyway, this film is absolutely a perfectly fun film. It's based on a story by Tom McGowan and Tom Rowe. Revolves around a family of aristocratic cats, and how an alley cat acquaintance helps them after a butler kidnaps them to gain his mistress's fortune, which was intended to go to them. The film features a great set of voices, including Phil Harris, Eva Gabor, Hermione Baddeley, Dean Clark, Sterling Holloway, Scatman Crothers, V.O. Sky, let me see, George Lindsay, Pat Buttram, let's see, Nancy Culp, let's see, Paul Winchell, and Thurl Ravenscroft. Anyway, this film was big for Disney. It originally began as an original script for a two-part live-action episode, Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Color, in 1962. But anyway, following 2 years of rewrites, Disney suggested that the project would be more suitable for an animated film. And they placed in the project in a turnaround as The Jungle Book advanced in production. Anyway, this film would be... Well, this is hard to explain. Disney appointed Ken Anderson to develop preliminary work on the film, making it the last film project to be approved by Mr. Disney personally, before his death in 1966. Longtime Disney collaborators Robert and Richard M. Sherman, who of course, did music for lots of other Disney movies, like The Jungle Book and even The Parent Trap. They composed multiple songs for the film. Excuse me, sorry. Movies coming out, but I'm just going to get through to this. Though only 2 made it in the finished product. The film became a big success for him. Anyway, we start out in Paris, 1910, with a mother cat named Duchess and her 3 kids, Berlioz, Marie, and Toulouse, live with retired opera diva Madame Adelaide Bonfamille and her English butler Edgar. One day, while preparing her will with lawyer George, I think that's how you say it, Hot Court, Mam declares that our fortune will be left to our cats until their deaths, and thereafter to Edgar. Edgar hears this through a speaking tube and plans to eliminate the cats. He later sedates them by putting sleeping pills in a milk mixture intended for them, and drives them to the countryside to abandon them. There he is ambushed by two hounds named Napoleon and Lafayette, who are absolute comic reliefs in this film. Yeah, I really thought this was pretty funny and what have you. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Sorry about that, sorry I took so long. But anyway, yeah, this is a fun part. I really like when they get ready to start an attack, and Napoleon's telling Lafayette to sound this attack like woof woof woof, and he's like, "That's mess call." It's like, and Lafayette's like, "Man, mess of it, huh?" And he's like, "You can be replaced, you know." It's like, all right, let's charge. Wait a minute, I'm the leader. I'll be the one that says when we go. Here we go. Charge! You see, I'm pretty good at doing the voice of doing Napoleon, since Pat Buttram's a pretty good voice actor, aside from playing Mr. Haney on Green Acres. Okay, enough said. Anyway, along the way, Edgar loses his hand umbrella, and the cats are stranded in the countryside, while Mam, along with the cat's little friend Roquefort, the mouse, and Frou Frou, the horse, discovered their absence. The next morning, Duchess meets an alley cat named Thomas O'Malley, voiced by Phil Harris, who recently did the voice of Baloo in The Jungle Book, and he would also later go on to do Little John in Robin Hood. He offers to guide Duchess and the kittens back to Paris. The group briefly hitchhikes in a milk truck, before being chased out by the driver. Later, while crossing a railroad trestle, the cats narrowly avoid an oncoming train, but Marie falls into the river, but is saved by O'Malley, who in turn has to be rescued by two English geese, Amelia and Abigail Gabble, where O'Malley just doesn't want to be saved by them. So anyway, they accompany the cats back to Paris. Edgar returns to the country to retrieve his possessions from the dogs, Napoleon and Lafayette, after realizing that they are the only evidence that could incriminate him. Now, traveling across the rooftops of the city, the cats meet O'Malley's old buddy, Scat Cat, voiced by Scatman Crothers, who, of course, would later go on to be a big star in voicing Hanna-Barbera's Hong Kong Phooey and lots of other characters. Well, actually, the same year this came out, he voiced Meadowlark Lemon in Hanna-Barbera's animated series of the Harlem Globetrotters. And soon they join in on the fun and singing "Everybody Wants to Be a Cat," which is a great number and what have ya. Yeah, join them are the Italian cat, Russian cat, English cat, Chinese cat. I mean, I'm loving these cats. Yeah. There's too much stuff to mention. I won't try and give all the whole lines because I'll probably get my voice might get a little, I don't know, my throat could get a little scratchy too. So forgive me. After the band has departed, O'Malley and Duchess converse on a nearby rooftop while the kittens listen at a windowsill, and Duchess's loyalty to Mam prompts her to decline O'Malley's marriage proposal. Wow. Alright, now to the ending of this movie. Yep, I'm going to do the ending. So, well, you know the procedure. 5 seconds to stop. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below to avoid ending spoilers. If you've seen the movie, continue on after the 5 seconds. Here we go. Okay, you've been warned. The next day, Duchess and the Kins return to Mam's mansion, but Edgar finds them before she does, places them in a sack, and prepares to ship them to Timbuktu. Roquefort catches up with O'Malley at the cat's instruction. O'Malley returns to the mansion, sending Roquefort to find Scat Cat and his gang, while he struggles to explain why he was sent to find them. Now, Roquefort successfully brings him to the mansion, and the alley cats, along with Frou Frou, fight Edgar. While Roquefort frees Duchess and the Kins, at the end of the fight, Edgar is locked in his own packing case and is sent to Timbuktu himself, never to be seen again. The cats return to Mam, whose will is rewritten to exclude Edgar, with Mam remaining ignorant of the reason for his departure. After adopting O'Malley into the family, Mam establishes a charity foundation housing Paris's stray cats, represented by Scat Cat and his band, who reprise their song "Everybody Wants to Be a Cat," which is still good. Oh yeah. Alright, end of story. So, what did I think of the Aristocats? Well, I have to admit, I love this movie. I've got it on video, but it's been years since I last put it in there, but I've seen this many other times, even on TV. And I've also recently revisited the film on Disney Plus. You can find that on there if you don't have it on social media, but I think you should get it on physical media if you get it. Anyway, the film was a box office success. The film went on to make $191 million, which that was really good and what have you. Anyway, well, for overall, as the film would later give release a decade later in 1980, and then again in 87, and then an international re-release in 1994. As overall, the film would go on to make $191 million worldwide and became a great success for Disney. Now, years later, I can see from my source, Disney Toon Studios originally planned to make a follow-up to the film, along with sequels to their previous movies, to movies they had just done, like Chicken Little and Meet the Robinsons. It was originally intended to be a 2D feature, but the Disney executives decided to produce the film in computer animation in order to garner more interest. Well, and the story was meant to center around Marie, who becomes smitten by another kin aboard a luxury cruise ship. But the project was canceled when John Lasseter was named Disney's new chief creative officer. Which I can understand. It might have been nice, but I don't know. Who am I kidding? Some of those Disney follow-ups just... mostly. But anyway, with great songs and great characters and a great cast, which I'll also mention Eva Gabor, who was also from Green Acres. She was Lisa. She voices Duchess. She, of course, would later go on to voice Miss Bianca in The Rescuers. Now, for the rest of the cast, we have Gary Dubin as Toulouse, Liz English as Marie, Dean Clark as Berlioz, Roddy Maud Roxby as Edgar. Let's see. Paul Winchell as the Chinese cat named Shungun. Well, their names aren't mentioned. They're just credited as the Chinese cat and so on. Lord Tim Hudson as Hit Cat, aka English Cat. V.O. Scotti as Peppo, aka Italian Cat. And Thurl Ravenscroft, who recently sung "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch" in Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and later went on to sing "No Dogs Allowed" in Snoopy Come Home. And of course, he was best known as the voice of Assyrian Tony the Tiger, as Billy Boss, aka the Russian Cat. Voicing Roquefort is Sterling Holloway, who is certainly no stranger to Disney, since he's best known for voicing characters such as Kaa the Snake in The Jungle Book, as well as Winnie the Pooh, and a host of others. Voicing Napoleon is Pat Buttram, as I mentioned. George Lindsay, who of course played Goober on the Andy Griffith Show as Lafayette. Hermione Baddeley as Madame Bonfamille. Let's see, George Lane as Harcourt. And Nancy Culp, who most of y'all knew her as Jane Hathaway from the Beverly Hillbillies, which was in its final season as Frou Frou. And let's see, we have Monica Evans as Abigail. Now, if I'm not mistaken, let me see here. Yes, and she would later go on to voice Maid Marian in Robin Hood. Voicing Amelia Gabor is Carol Shelley, and voicing the two Gamble sisters, Uncle Waldo, who is completely crazy, is Bill Thompson. Now, of course, other voices I've already mentioned are Phil Harris as Thomas O'Malley, and Scatman Crothers as Scat Cat. But with a great score by George Brunn's score, this is just an absolute fun-filled, perfectly good film. So would I recommend the Aristocats? You better believe it. This is a film you need to see. Check it out if you haven't. So, what are your thoughts on the Aristocats? Please tell me in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button below, subscribe to my channel as well, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of, well, my last Christmas review, one of the most underrated Christmas specials out there, He-Man and She-Ra, a Christmas special from 1985, and celebrating its 35th anniversary on Christmas Day, as a matter of fact. Anyway, thanks for watching my review of the Aristocats, and if you like this, check out some of these other reviews. In the upper left-hand corner is a back-to-back review I did last year of The Rescuers and The Rescuers Down Under. Or go to the upper right-hand corner for my review of Robin Hood that I recently did this past month. Or go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my recent review for The Journey of Natty Gann. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. And remember, you better hurry. You have only 1 week to give me questions for Q&A. If you don't, I'm going to cancel the Q&A. Don't want that to happen. So just leave them for me in the comment section, or give them to me via Facebook or Messenger, alright? Thanks again for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.